Okay, got everything all cleaned up now. So we got all the crap out of the alternator rotor there. Got the flywheels all cleaned up. Got all the little small parts cleaned up. Blew a lot of crap out of the lifters. And stator here, we got this all cleaned up, all the metal out here. It all looks good. Got the piston squirters here cleaned out. One of them was plugged solid. It wouldn't blow it through. I back blew it. It built up pressure inside of the cavity here, and then went poof. I heard a big piece of crap blew it and hit the box over there. And then it blew air through it, so it was plugged up. So one of them wasn't even working. Got them all cleaned out. So these are all kind of chewed up, but they're still working. That one looks like it's got a hole about that big in it. And that one looks like it's probably about the same. I can always check with the drill bit, make sure it's not plugged up or cut off, restricted. These are just the stock covers, I'm guessing. And the case was a lot of crap throughout it. A lot of metal everywhere, obviously. There's all kinds of little cavities all through here. You got to clean all this stuff out. I just kept getting chunks of little flaky material flowing out. Like I said, I didn't care about this case. They've been stacking stuff in it, so they chewed it all up. Not taking care of this. Clear about my workbench hurting parts. No. Workbenches don't cause this problem. You can run them all day on this workbench, it ain't gonna make no difference. So this here, I blew a lot of crap out of here. This hole was the dirtiest one here. I don't think the balance was in here because these things are all plugged solid. If they were actually working, they would be spinning still. This one kind of freed up a little bit. Not exactly. So there's metal in there that needs to come out because it's got metal in that thing. If you're going to use it, I don't think I'll be using it, but if we do, it has to be cleaned out. This has the stock cage bearing in it there. This hole here had a whole bunch of crud in it also. But it looks like these have threads in them. The threads are kind of torn up way in there deep, but they are what they are. So that gasket was right here. It goes like this. So there's a hole in that one, there's a hole in that one, and this one here, I'm not seeing nothing down there. It looks like a hole. I imagine it goes right to here. Oh yeah. I put the light down here, I can see it in the bottom here. So that goes all through. So looks like this little one here is the one that goes through that one maybe. Yeah, it's got a little small hole. This one I think just goes in the case. Yep, that just goes into the case. And this one here is a drill hole going through to pick up some other hole somewhere else probably, which I'm not seeing right now. It's got to be a reason why they drilled a hole through it though. Some other hidden gallery I don't see. I see it going in that cavity. There must be a hole on the other side. Pickup hole. Way in the back. Must be a hole behind there where you can't see it. Yep, there it is. Hole there. So the oil sucks up through there, I guess. Collects in there. So obviously when you clean your case out, you gotta make sure you clean that whole gallery out in there. And this had a bunch of everything in here. All these little passages collect crap in them. So when you make the cases nice and light, you put all kinds of cutaways to collect crap. There's a lot of stuff blowing out of in here. Okay, what do they got going on here? This is a hole going through here. Hole going through here. Big cavity in there. That's why I have so much crap in there. Big cavity. This one doesn't have too much because it goes into that area. This one's a sealed up cavity there. It kept blowing junk in my face. These little small holes in here collect stuff. They don't go through, but they collect crap. So if you don't get all that cleaned out, the stuff will float up and get into your lifters. So you have to make sure you clean all that out when you got a bad case. The bores are kind of scraped up a little bit from grit. Yeah, they're kind of rough feeling. Yeah, need to be. Yeah, they're definitely rough feeling. A light hone probably wouldn't hurt them, or at least clean them real good. The cork cloth in there and in your finger and rub it around a few times, knock off the burrs. You're not trying to remove metal, just take off the titties. Alright, overall the case looks like it would be usable if I wanted to, but I'm not too concerned about using it right now. So I'm going to go ahead and get these studs out of here because they're in my way. Transmission would have the other holes for that. This one here, we have some broken off screws here, bad holes. A lot of stuff going on in this case is bad. This motor, this bolt was stripped out. Now these are 3/8 bolts in here. And these are 1/2-inch bolts over here. That's weird. You think they make them the same all the way throughout. It's almost like it's two different cases of yours, but oh well. So I don't see why you can't open this up. But see, this is pretty thin through here. For me, I'd open this up to a 1/2 inch. Which means you'd have to go in here and put a little bit of weld right around here, thicken it up a little bit. And just fill in the gap right there, and you make that thing a 1/2 inch all the way through. These things here are stripped out 3/8, so I don't know what stock thread is. This one, obviously looks like it was a 5/16 or a quarter. Probably a 5/16 bolt. You can see how they drill it sideways like this, come in at an angle like this instead of straight. And they screwed that thing up so bad. That hole's supposed to be way over here. That's definitely a bad hole. So if you're going to use this case, you'd have to V that thing completely out and weld it up. So this side here would be the one you'd probably cut out because it's bad on this side, but probably had better access cutting this side here out, but you're going to get into this hole too, so what a mess. Definitely that would junk a case out for a normal repair job because it costs too much to fix that. Cheaper to buy another case. Look how rough the machining is in here. See all the highs and rough. It's like a number 2 thread they were cutting in there. Horrible machining. That's Harley for you. Even with the seal goes, you can see all the chatter marks in here. Hear it? Wonder why your seals leak. Obviously they didn't care about that, otherwise they'd have a better finish. Pretty nasty looking. Yeah, pretty bad. Alright, so this case here I might cut the decks off. This case here I cut the back end off, I think, is what I really want. If I want to do what I want to do with it. We'll find out. That's another project. Alright, so that's how you clean and diagnose a bad motor. Now this one, after I cleaned it up, got more clearance, and the rods slide. See how they slide side to side? That means this is a good crank. So this crank here could be run the way it is. It's way tighter than I'd ever want to run one, but it needs to be put onto the trilling stand to make sure it's true and straighten up if it isn't. Probably isn't. So, but worst case, I'll take it apart and steal the rod out of it. Or I'll chew it all up and then let somebody else worry about it. I can sell it and make some money. And I can buy a billet rod like I need. That's probably what I'll do. It's better to fix it and sell it and make money and then go buy good parts. Then just to take this, cut it apart, glue it, weld it, shit, really screwed all up. Yeah, definitely better. Alright, now this here, you gotta make sure your fingers get nowhere near to magnets when this goes in here. When it sticks halfway like that, you got a problem. Now I gotta get my fingers caught in there. Alright, let's see if we can do this without hurting myself. So you try to do it with one hand, it doesn't work very well. I'll guarantee it, it'll be a finger pincher. This piece of thing here is bouncing around too. Plastic guide of some type in here, I'm not sure what that's supposed to do. protect the wires, I guess. Okay, I'm gonna put my thumbs in here and my fingers on the outside, so it just pushes straight, pulls right in, and just let it go away. Don't try to stop it; your fingers will hurt. Now, you never want to rub the copper windings there on the table or anything, because it chews them up. And once they short out, they're no good. So right now, this is a good alternator, as long as you don't screw up this side. Don't stack on this side, otherwise you can cause issues real quickly. Now, where's that washer that was with it? That's not it. Oh, it's back on it. Okay. I don't know what that's for, so I'll leave it on it. Okay, so that can be sold off too to get some money to buy a real rod. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pull these apart and get this cleaned up. So I had to go find me a new tool because I didn't have it. 7/16 coarse. It's not the size I normally use, so I had to go find a new one. New to me anyway. That means I went over here to my drawer and I pulled one out of the drawer over here. So these are snap-in stud pullers. So these are pretty pricey on eBay now. They used to be cheap back in the day. These are CG 500s, stud remover. Snap-on sells these, and other people do also. It's the same tool. Snap-on did not make these, they put their name on them. So there's the company there that makes it. Something Corp. Wisconsin, Wisconsin. Oh, this is, it says Snap-on. Snap-on tools. This is a genuine Snap-on. Maybe Snap-on does make these for everybody else. Anyway, I got a bunch of them. So I have big ones. How big do you want? You want that big? That's for heavy-duty studs. That is a, what is that thing? That is a 1 1/4. 1 5. What is that? 3/8, 5/8, something with an ace. 7/8. I don't know. It's probably a 7/8 something. Real coarse. So I got 5 or 9 thread. So if you need one, I just happen to have one. See, I bought a couple of these back in the day when they were reasonably priced. I don't like changing out collets. You just change out the whole assembly. And I bought a bag of collets in case they get damaged. I got extras. So, like all those stones over there next to it. I don't need them right now, but you know, 15 years ago those things were cheap. Now they cost money. It's called thinking ahead. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and pull these. So we're gonna use basically this is a collet. So it's on a taper. Pinches the stud so it doesn't do any damage to it. So all you do is thread it onto there, like that. You tighten this here, which is a screw, which pulls the collet into the holder, pinches it, then you unscrew the whole assembly. And pretty straightforward. It does not damage anything, and it works pretty good. I like using air tools because it's quicker. So you do it like this. Oops. One down. Now this one here, it has a shoulder down on it, not shoulder up like everybody says you're supposed to do. Sometimes, in case they don't know what they're doing, I always tell you to do it wrong. Now these are 7/16, whereas Evos and twin cams and sportsters are 3/8. So these are bigger. I guess they figured they need more holding power after all these years. What a shocker. I could have told them that 30 years ago. I think I did. Actually, it's 40 years now they've been using this crap. 39 years. From 84 to 23. It didn't go tight enough, so it slipped. Tighten it. Still didn't want to come out. That one's on there pretty good. Going deeper. Get a little heat on there. If they still don't want to come out, then I put a little heat on the case and it comes out easy. That one's on there pretty good. That's going to take some heat. So we're going to have to bring the heavy heat out. So I need to bring out the torch. Torch that sucker. Get warmed up. I put a rosebud tip on there instead of a welding tip like I had it. This puts out a bigger flame. It's got a bunch of little holes in there, so it puts out a bigger flame. Heat on the outside, you burn the powder coat. Heat on the inside, it doesn't matter. You don't want to break the case, move it around a little bit. Don't heat in one spot. You will split the case if you're not careful. Heat all around and warm it up more even. Loctite melts at 350 or so. Should be enough. She's out. Till it's hot, it's smoking. That one's getting a little hot on my fingers. Don't hold on to that one. Probably the only one I have to do that. Case might be warm. It's bleeding oil out of it. So there's hidden oil inside. Even though I clean the case, it blew out every hole. When you put heat to it, it finds oil. See the oil coming out? Not sure where it's pissing from, but all these holes have oil in them right now for some reason. So we'll just let that drain like that. Clean itself up. Find a dirty rag. There's a dirty rag. Nice stinky oil. Okay, so now we'll go ahead and do the other case. See if we got to heat that one up too. Hopefully not. I don't like heating up the cases, but I don't have to. So we'll see. Now, the reason I'm pulling the studs out is because I need to do other work. We're not using these cases the way they are. Until how easy it unscrews, it doesn't damage the threads. tight one. Same one, third stud in. A little extra torque got that one for you. There you go. All the studs are out. See how there's no damage at all to the threads when you do that. So, easy as peasy. So there you go. Now I have all the studs in the way, I can do what I need to do. Alright, so there you go. So it's done. This one's over here draining all the puke out of it. I'll go ahead and blow on a little bit too. Get them cleaned up. Alright, that's it for those.